Welcome, adventurers, to D&D Deep Dive, where today
Ooh.
we're taking a trip back in time
Yeah.
to the world of Greyhawk.
To Greyhawk.
One of the classic D&D settings.
It's the OG setting.
If you're a longtime D&D player,
It is.
you know that Greyhawk is not just any setting.
Absolutely.
This is the one that Gary Gygax himself played in and created a lot of the lore for.
It is.
And there's so much good stuff there that we can still use today, even in 5th edition. So we're going to be diving in to the Greyhawk Adventures sourcebook.
Right.
And this is a sourcebook that's got all sorts of campaign ideas for people that really want to take advantage of all this history that Greyhawk has.
It's really got a lot of meat to it.
It really does.
Yeah.
And if you are watching this, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell. Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah.
If you have any memories of playing in Greyhawk back in the day.
That'd be great.
Or if you think we get anything wrong.
That happens sometimes.
The PDF of Greyhawk Adventures is in the video description down below.
Oh, yeah. I love when you do that.
So what's really cool about this book is that it kind of assumes that, you know, the basics of Greyhawk.
Yeah.
And it just jumps right into the really good stuff.
It really does.
Like deities and monsters you won't find anywhere else. And really powerful NPCs.
Right.
That really kind of make the world come alive.
Yeah, it really does.
It does.
We're going to jump right in.
Yeah.
And the first section that we come to is deities.
Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because this isn't your generic pantheon.
No.
Like we see in a lot of D&D settings.
Right.
We're talking about deities in Greyhawk having avatars, like physically manifesting on the prime material plane.
Walking around. Like a PC.
And no one knows that they're a deity.
Right.
Which is a really cool concept. It is really cool.
And could lead to all sorts of fun scenarios for your game.
Oh, for sure.
So if your party is, you know, going to have like a random encounter with a blacksmith.
Right.
Maybe that blacksmith is Bacchab, god of magic.
It could be.
And he's disguised as this humble blacksmith.
That'd be fun.
But if they break his favorite tongs, they're
going to find out.
Discover who he really is.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be too happy about it.
I would think not.
But what I think is really cool is the book even goes into like why a deity would even manifest as an avatar.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Right.
Because it's not just to show off. It's to, like, mess with mortals.
It is.
It's to guide mortals.
To touch them.
It's to test them.
Yeah.
And it makes that whole concept of the divine feel really personal.
Oh, yeah.
So think about Istis, goddess of fate.
Goddess of fate.
For example,
Yeah.
her avatars change constantly.
Yeah.
Like one minute she might be a mischievous child. The next minute she might be like a wizened crone.
Right.
And so how would you even role play that?
Yeah. That is a challenge.
That's a huge challenge for a DM.
It is.
But the thing is that unpredictability makes those encounters so much more memorable.
Yeah.
And it really keeps the players on their toes.
It really does, yeah.
You're right. It's not just about, like...
It's not just about stats.
The mechanics. It's about that story potential.
Yeah.
So with Bacchab, for example, we get a glimpse into his avatar's personality in this book. And he's like a super serious mage.
Right.
That wields this staff of the archmage. But what's really crazy is that...
What is it?
You can create this disc
What is...
called the Disc of Concordant Opposition.
The Disc of Concordant Opposition.
And it is like the ultimate magical nuke.
Oh, wow.
Like, it will wipe out anything. With less than 10 hit dice.
Oh, my goodness.
Just a poof, gone.
Yeah.
So imagine that in your campaign.
That would be terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
Suddenly those high-level wizards aren't just throwing spells.
Right.
They're like walking WMDs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it really adds a whole new layer of tension to the game.
It does.
And that's like the perfect example of how even in a 5th edition game, you can use some of this stuff from Greyhawk to really elevate the stakes.
It does.
Because the disc isn't just like a cool spell. It's a reflection of Bacchab's philosophy. It's a reflection of his place in this cosmic order.
I like that, yeah.
And Greyhawk gives you that depth.
It does.
And that context that I think 5th edition sometimes lacks.
It can.
So it makes your magic items,
right.
your spells, your monsters.
Yeah.
It makes them feel like more than just mechanics.
That's right.
So let's look at a couple of other deities before we get totally overloaded here.
Okay.
So remember Aius,
Oh, yeah, Aius.
the chaotic evil demigod?
Aius the evil.
This guy is pure nightmare fuel.
Yes.
Like, he does not mess around. And unlike a lot of these deities, he doesn't have an avatar.
Right.
So if you kill him,
Yeah.
he just gets banished.
Back to the abyss.
Back to the abyss, like a
Right.
timeout.
Like a timeout.
And he might pop up a few centuries later,
Yeah.
looking like a terrifying demon lord.
Right.
Or he might just be like a decrepit old man using his disgusting spit to age his victims.
Yeah. He's got that nasty spit attack.
He does.
Yeah.
So imagine your players
Yeah.
like brushing off some beggar on the side of the road,
Right.
only to find out later
Right.
that that beggar
Wow.
was a use.
Oh, yeah.
So
That'd be rough.
Greyhawk's not afraid to go dark.
No.
Aius is not some
He's not a joke.
Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Yeah.
He is sadistic. He's manipulative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he pretty much has a grudge against everyone.
Against everyone.
So you don't just fight Dios.
Right.
You
Yeah.
survive him.
Yeah.
And if you're unlucky,
Mm-hmm.
you might end up working for him.
You might.
Now, while we're talking about unforgettable villains,
Uh-huh.
don't forget to like, subscribe, share this deep dive
Yeah.
with your fellow adventurers,
Right.
and ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
Neural, the god of death,
Oh, yeah. Neural.
makes Strad look like a cuddly teddy bear.
You really did.
He wields this
What is it?
scythe called the Life Cutter.
That doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good, and it's not. But he also likes to leave
Yeah.
cursed magical items just lying around.
Oh, right.
So it's like
Yeah.
the worst loot drop ever.
Yeah, basically.
What's interesting about Nerol
Yeah.
is that he's not just about death.
Right.
He's about the fear of death.
Yeah.
And that's reflected
Uh-huh.
in like his artifacts and his whole vibe.
It is.
So it's not just about,
Yeah.
killing your players.
Right.
It's about making them dread
Yeah.
what comes next.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So that's some seriously dark stuff.
It is.
Now,
Yeah.
if you want a total wild card,
Mm-hmm.
we have Raleigh Shaz, the god of chance and madness.
Oh, boy.
This guy's avatar can reverse attacks.
Oh, wow.
So you think you're attacking him,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly
Yeah.
that attack is coming right back at you.
Uh-huh.
But he also has
What else?
like a penchant
Right.
for bizarre curses.
Oh, yeah.
Like imagine turning into a were-rat
Oh, God.
every time you roll a natural one.
That's brutal.
So he really adds a lot of spice to your games.
Yeah, he's unpredictable.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
This is where that Greyhawk weirdness
Yeah,
really shines through,
it really does.
because he throws a wrench into your carefully laid DM plans.
Yeah, he does.
And it forces you to think on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good reminder
It is.
that not all gods
Right.
play by the rules,
Right.
even their own rules.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then to wrap up
Okay.
our deity tour,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about Ula,
Ula.
lawful good earth goddess.
Okay.
Now she's all about
Mm-hmm.
that grounded,
Mhm.
nature-loving vibe.
Right.
Like she can pass through earth and stone like it's nothing.
Oh, wow.
She can command elementals.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you mess with the environment,
Uh-huh.
she is coming for you.
She's gonna get you.
It's like having
Yeah.
Mother Nature
Yeah.
as a dungeon master.
That's a good way to put it.
I think what's interesting
What is it?
about Ula is that she's not just like passively good.
Right.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Like she is a protector
Mm.
of the natural order.
She is.
And she will bring down her wrath
Yeah.
upon those who try to disrupt it.
Right.
So I think it makes you think about how even good deities
Mm.
can be terrifying
They can be.
if you cross them.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
this is just a small sampling
It is.
of all the deities
Mm.
that Greyhawk has to offer.
Right.
And what I think is really cool about them
Yeah.
is that each one is really fleshed out
Mm.
with their personality
Mm.
and their motivations
Right.
and these really unique powers that you
Mhm.
can drop
Mhm.
right into your campaigns.
Right into your campaigns.
And what's really great
Mm-hmm.
is that they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
So their rivalries, their alliances,
Right.
it's all woven into the fabric of Greyhawk's history.
It is.
So it's not just a list of names.
Okay.
It's a living, breathing pantheon.
That's right.
All right, so now that we've explored the divine, let's descend into the shadowy depths and meet some of Greyhawk's most fearsome denizens.
Yeah. The monsters.
And I'm talking about not your standard issue.
Right.
Goblins and orcs. Here, Greyhawk Adventures throws some seriously weird, wonderful creatures into the mix.
Right.
This is stuff you won't find in your monster manual.
Right.
It's like Gygax rated a fever dream for inspiration.
It really is, yeah.
But what's really great about these monsters is they're not just stat blocks. Like they're really woven into the ecology and the lore of specific regions. So take the Beastmen, for example.
The Beastman.
These are intelligent, reclusive humanoids that dwell deep in the jungles of Greyhawk. And they pose a challenge not just in combat, but in social encounters as well, you know, because they have their own culture, their own reasons for wanting to be left alone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you can have a whole session dedicated to negotiating with a Beastman tribe.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to understand their customs.
Yeah.
Maybe even earning your trust. Which is a far cry from, you know, just kicking down the dungeon door and rolling for initiative.
It really is.
So for a classic bit of Greyhawk flavor, you can't go wrong with the vampire cactus.
The vampire cactus.
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
It is a prickly predator lurking in the desert, and it wants to drain the blood of any unwary traveler.
Okay.
So it really blends that fantastical with the downright creepy.
It does, yeah.
That Greyhawk is known for.
That's right.
Now, not all the monsters are big and scary. In Greyhawk, take the Camprat.
The Camprat.
For instance.
Yeah.
These are tiny little rodents.
Okay.
They might seem harmless at first glance, but they hunt in packs. And they have this nasty habit of leaping out at your ankles and sinking their teeth in.
Ouch.
It's a good example of how Greyhawk can subvert your expectations.
It really is.
You think you got a handle on things, and then, bam, a swarm of adorable but deadly camprats ruins your day.
Right.
And don't forget, the Change Cat.
The Change Cat.
These are feline shapeshifters that can take on a variety of forms, each with their own fighting style. So your players might think they're just dealing with a stray alley cat. Only for it to transform into a whirlwind of claws and teeth.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a great way to add an element of surprise to your encounters. And it plays into that whole theme of Greyhawk, that appearances can be deceiving.
It does.
Now, for a truly unique Greyhawk monster, we have the Greyhawk Dragon.
Greyhawk Dragon.
These guys are a far cry from your typical caves-dwelling hoarders.
Right.
They prefer the finer things in life, like city living, and disguising themselves as humans.
What?
So your players could be rubbing elbows with a Greyhawk Dragon in a tavern.
Oh, yeah.
Completely oblivious to its true nature.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a good one.
It really makes you wonder.
It does.
Who are the real power players in Greyhawk?
Right.
Who's pulling the strings from behind a mask of normalcy?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So we also got grungs.
Grungs.
These are amphibious humanoids with poisonous skin.
Okay.
And they have a really interesting tribal society. So they're a great way to add some diversity to your swamps and jungles.
Yeah.
Both in terms of combat and role-playing.
Right.
And they're also a reminder that Greyhawk isn't afraid to draw inspiration from real-world cultures and creatures.
It's not afraid to do that.
Which I think helps make the world feel more grounded.
More real. Yeah.
So then we have the Ingundi.
The Ingundi.
And if you think poisonous skin is bad, wait till you meet these guys.
Okay.
They are subterranean dwellers that lure their victims with charming voices and ESP.
Ooh.
So it's like psychological warfare, Greyhawk style.
That's cool.
And this is a great example of how the monsters in Greyhawk challenge your players in more ways than just hit points and armor class.
That's right.
You have to think strategically and outsmart your enemies.
Yeah.
Or you're going to fall prey
Right.
to their mental manipulations.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Speaking of messing with your mind,
Okay.
we got the Nimbus.
The Nimbus.
These are weather-controlling creatures.
Oh, wow.
That can create some dramatic effects.
Okay.
So imagine your players trying to cross a mountain pass in the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah.
That this Nimbus is conjured.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it really adds a lot of atmosphere to your games.
It really does. Yeah.
But it also highlights the importance of the environment in Greyhawk.
Right.
It's not just a backdrop.
Yeah.
It's a force
It is
to be reckoned with.
Force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. We also have the Sea Sprite.
The Sea Sprite.
These are playful aquatic creatures that can grant water breathing.
Oh, cool.
And they can control water.
Yeah.
So they can add a whole new dimension to your underwater adventures.
That's neat.
But they're also a reminder that not every encounter
has to be hostile.
Right.
Like sometimes you can make friends with the local fauna.
Right.
You can forge alliances and explore the depths together.
Yeah, I like that.
But if you are looking for something a little spookier, look no further than the Sword Wraith. These are undead warriors that are bound to their past lives. And they drain the strength of their victims with every blow.
Okay.
So they're a chilling reminder that in Greyhawk, death is not always the end.
That's right.
And they're also immune to mind-affecting magic.
Oh, wow.
So they can pose a very difficult challenge for your party.
That's a good one.
And for a twist,
Okay.
on a classic wolf encounter, we have the Mist Wolf.
The Mist Wolf.
These are protectors of good,
Okay.
but they wield a chilling breath weapon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It really adds a touch of elemental power to your wilderness encounters.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's a good example of how Greyhawk takes familiar creatures and gives them a unique spin. So it keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
It keeps things from getting stale.
Right.
Now, last but not least, we have the Sea Zombie.
Sea Zombie.
Proof that the dangers of Greyhawk extend to the depths of the ocean.
Right.
These undead horrors are a nightmare for any seafaring adventurer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good reminder that exploration in Greyhawk is always a gamble.
It is.
Whether you're traversing a haunted forest or sailing across a seemingly tranquil sea.
Right.
So this is just a small sampling of the monstrous menagerie that awaits you in Greyhawk.
Right.
And I think each creature is a potential story hook.
It is.
It's
to create memorable encounters and test your players in really unexpected ways.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And what's great is that they're all interconnected.
Right.
They're all woven into the fabric of the setting.
Yeah.
So they're not just random encounters.
Right.
They're part of a larger ecosystem, a living, breathing world.
A living, breathing world,
So now let's move on
Okay.
from the monsters lurking in the shadows and meet some of the movers and shakers of Greyhawk,
Right.
the heroes
Yeah.
that shaped its destiny.
Okay.
And these aren't just stat blocks either.
Right.
Like Greyhawk Adventures gives us a glimpse
It does.
into their motivations, their relationships, their flaws.
Right.
They're as complex and nuanced as any character in your campaign.
That's cool. Yeah.
And what's really cool is that these NPCs aren't just there to be fought or befriended. They are deeply embedded in the world's history and politics. They have their own agendas.
They do.
And their own secrets. And their actions can have ripple effects that impact your entire campaign.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So let's start
Okay.
in the free city of Greyhawk itself.
The free city of Greyhawk.
The beating heart of the setting.
Right.
And we've got
Okay.
Naruf Gaskell,
Naruf Gaskell.
who is the Lord Mayor.
Oh, wow.
Now he's a former thief
Uh-huh.
who clawed his way to the top.
Okay.
He's a master politician.
Right.
He's a shrewd negotiator.
Yeah.
And he knows how to keep the city's various factions in check.
So he's playing the game.
He's playing the game,
Right.
but his past as a thief still haunts him.
Uh-huh.
He's got enemies.
Right.
He's got secrets.
Oh, yeah.
And he's always walking a tightrope
Yeah.
between maintaining order
Uh-huh.
and protecting his own interests.
Right.
So it really makes you wonder, can a thief truly change his stripes?
A good question.
Or is Neroff just playing a different game now
Right.
with higher stakes?
Yeah, higher stakes. That's a good point.
And then there's Sentinel Nerev.
Sentinel.
Now he's a city official
Okay.
who's caught in this web of blackmail
Blackmail.
by the Thieves Guild.
Oh, boy.
He's a good man at heart,
Okay.
but he's trapped.
Mm-hmm.
He's forced to do their bidding.
Right. Right.
So it's this classic
Mm-hmm.
moral dilemma.
It is.
What would you do
Right.
if you were in his shoes?
Yeah.
Would you risk everything
Uh-huh.
to break free?
Yeah.
Or would you play along,
Right.
hoping to find a way to turn the tables?
That's a good question. Yeah.
And it's a great way
It
to
is.
introduce your players
Mm-hmm.
to the seedy underbelly
Yeah.
of Greyhawk.
Uh-huh.
Like that tangled web of alliances and betrayals that
Right.
lurks beneath
Yeah.
the city's glittering facade.
That's a good point.
And speaking of the Thieves Guild,
Okay.
we can't forget Orgnenshin.
Ordination
He is the current guild master,
for the guild master.
and he's everything
Mm-hmm.
that Neroff used to be.
Right.
He's reckless,
Yeah.
ambitious,
He is.
and willing to take risks,
Uh-huh.
but he's also Neroff's old friend,
Oh, wow.
which adds another layer of complexity to their relationship.
That's cool.
So are they rivals?
Mm-hmm.
Are they allies, or
Mhm.
something in between?
That's a good question.
And it's this dynamic
yeah,
that could have a huge impact
it could.
on your players' actions
Yeah.
in the city.
Right.
And then we have
Of-
Turin Deathstalker,
Turin Deathstalker.
a name that sends chills down your spine.
That is a scary name.
He is the master of the assassins.
Oh, wow.
Now, he is driven by vengeance.
God.
He's haunted by a tragic past.
Mm-hmm.
And he is basically a one-man army of death.
Right.
So he's a reminder
Mhm.
that not all heroes
Mhm.
are shining knights in shining armor.
Right.
Some are driven by darkness,
Uh-huh.
driven by pain,
Yeah.
and their actions, while perhaps understandable,
Mm-hmm.
can have devastating consequences.
That's a good point.
And for a bit of levity,
Okay.
we have Rena the Star,
Rena the Star.
the master of the Traders Union.
Okay.
Now, he's a skilled swordsman,
Uh-huh.
a magic user,
Right.
but he's also got a gambling problem that could rival any bard's.
Oh, no.
So
Yeah.
he's a rogue with a heart of gold,
Okay.
but his recklessness
Mhm.
often gets him into trouble.
Right.
So he's the kind of character your players might love to hate,
Yeah.
but they'll always find themselves
Right.
drawn back
Mm-hmm.
into his schemes.
Into his schemes, yeah.
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 Let's venture outside the city walls
Okay.
and into
Yes,
the
yeah.
wildlands
Wildlands.
of Greyhawk.
Of Greyhawk.
First stop, the Valley of the Mage,
The Valley of the Mage.
a place where arcane power crackles in the air
Uh,
and secrets are whispered on the wind.
ooh, that's cool.
And here we meet
Okay.
Jaran Crimea,
Jaran Crimea.
a reclusive mage,
Hmm.
obsessed with forbidden knowledge.
Okay.
Now, he's a classic example
Right.
of the dangers
Uh-huh.
of unchecked ambition.
Right.
He's not necessarily evil,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
his pursuit of knowledge
Uh-huh.
can lead him
Yeah.
down some dark paths.
Right.
And those who cross him
Yeah.
often pay the price.
They do.
So
Yeah.
he's the kind of character
Right.
who could offer your players great power,
Hmm.
but at a cost.
But at a cost.
And
yeah.
then there's Tyson San,
Tyson Sin.
the first protector
Okay.
of the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's a dark elf
A dark elf.
with a fierce loyalty to
Mhm.
her home.
Okay.
Now she's a reminder
Right.
that not all dark elves are villains.
That's true.
She's a protector,
Uh-huh.
a guardian,
Yeah.
and she'll do
Mm-hmm.
whatever it takes
Yeah.
to defend the valley
Uh-huh.
and its secrets.
And its secrets. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about a more sinister organization,
Right.
the Scarlet Brotherhood.
The Scarlet Brotherhood.
Now, this is a secretive group
Mm-hmm.
dedicated to
Mhm.
control and domination.
Okay.
Their leader,
Right.
Corinth San, the father of obedience,
Corinthazan, the father of obedience.
is a paranoid tyrant,
Oh, wow.
obsessed with rooting out traitors.
Yeah, he sounds like a fun guy.
He does.
Okay.
He's the kind of villain
Right.
who sees enemies everywhere, and his methods
Hmm.
are ruthless.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's a great antagonist
Right.
for a campaign focused on intrigue, betrayal, and uncovering hidden conspiracies.
That's a good point.
Now, speaking of conspiracies,
Okay.
we have Alesh.
Alesh.
A young assassin in the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Okay.
Now she's cunning.
Uh-huh.
She's deadly.
Right.
And she might just be the face that your players encounter first.
Right.
Before they even realize the true scope of the threat.
That's a good point.
Now she's a reminder that the Scarlet Brotherhood isn't just a bunch of old men sitting in a dark room plotting.
Plotting.
They're active. They're dangerous.
Right.
And their agents are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Now, let's head north
Okay.
to the Duchy of Ernst.
The Duchy of Ernst.
A land of rugged mountains and valiant knights. And here we meet Carl of Ernst.
Carl of Ernst.
A dedicated ranger.
Okay.
Consumed by his crusade against evil giants.
Against evil giants.
Now he is a noble warrior.
Okay.
But his single-mindedness can sometimes blind him to other dangers.
Right.
So it makes you wonder, is it always possible
Yeah.
to be both righteous
Uh-huh.
and defective?
That's a good question.
Then we have
And
a nomad leader
all right.
who escaped capture by Cites.
Okay.
Now he's a symbol of resistance, a beacon of hope
Right.
in a land often shrouded in darkness.
That's cool.
He's also a reminder
Yeah.
that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there are those
Right.
who will fight for freedom and for what they believe in.
That's a good point.
Now, last but not least,
Okay.
we have Heward,
Heward.
a cleric of Hexter,
Okay.
the god of war and tyranny.
War and tyranny.
Now, he's ambitious, ruthless,
Right.
and he's always looking for an angle.
So he's a player.
He's a player.
Okay.
So he's a reminder that even those who oppose evil
Right.
can be motivated by self-interest and a desire for power.
That's true.
So he's a character your players might be tempted to trust,
Yeah.
but they should always watch their backs.
That's a good point.
So there you have it, just a glimpse into the lives of some of the heroes and villains who populate Greyhawk.
Yeah.
Now they're more than just names on a page.
Yeah.
They're individuals with their own stories,
Right.
their own goals, their own flaws, and they're just waiting to be woven into your campaigns.
That's right.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
these are just a few of the many NPCs detailed
Yep.
in Greyhawk Adventures.
Greyhawk Adventures.
The book is packed with information that can really help spark your imagination and help you create memorable encounters and compelling storylines.
That's a good point.
So, before we move on to the geography of Oerth,
Right.
let's take a little detour into the realm of magic items.
Magic items.
Now, Greyhawk Adventures isn't just about monsters and heroes.
Yeah.
It's also about the treasures that lie hidden within its borders.
Okay.
I'm talking about
Okay.
unique artifacts, each with its own backstory,
Right.
its own powers, its own potential to change the course of your campaign.
I like that.
And what's great is that these items aren't just mechanically interesting. They're steeped in Greyhawk's lore.
They are.
Connected to its history, its deities, its very essence.
Its very essence. Yeah.
So let's start
Okay.
with the Rod of Rulership.
The Rod of Rulership.
Now, this artifact isn't just a fancy stick.
Right.
It is a symbol of power,
Okay.
capable of controlling the weather,
Oh, wow.
detecting lies, even influencing the minds of others.
Oh, my goodness.
So imagine the possibilities. Your players could use it
Yeah.
to bring rain to a drought-stricken land, expose a corrupt official,
Right.
or even sway
Yeah.
the outcome of a political debate.
Oh, my goodness. That's powerful.
But with great power
Right.
comes great responsibility.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the Rod of Rulership could easily fall into the wrong hands.
Yeah.
And its power could be used for more sinister purposes.
That's a good point.
So it's a reminder
It is.
that even the most well-intentioned artifact
Right.
can be a double-edged sword,
With double-edged sword, yeah.
capable of both great good and great evil.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Now, let's take a look
Okay.
at the Rod of Welkwood.
The Rod of Welkwood.
A druid-crafted item
Right.
designed to protect the forests.
Okay.
Now, this is a symbol of the druidic connection to nature.
Right.
And it grants its wielder a powerful bond with the woodlands.
I like that.
So it's a great item
It is.
for any nature-loving character,
Right.
especially druids and rangers.
Right.
It allows them to tap into the power of the forest to defend it from those who would do it harm.
That's cool.
Now, for a more shamanistic vibe,
Okay.
we have the Staff of Natmarsh.
The Staff of Natmarsh.
Now, this creepy, crawly artifact grants its wielder control over insects
What?
and the power to summon Thry-Kreen.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, it's not for the squeamish.
No, it's not.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a great example
It is.
of how Greyhawk's magic items can be both powerful and unsettling.
Hey, that's a good point.
And for a more subtle approach,
Okay.
we have the Staff of Hornwood.
The Staff of Hornwood.
Now, this magical staff creates an area of antipathy.
An area of antipathy.
Warding off wild animals.
Okay.
So it's a great way to avoid unnecessary encounters.
Great.
And explore the wilderness in peace. And it's also a reminder that not all magic items have to be flashy or destructive. Sometimes the most useful items are the ones that help you avoid conflict altogether.
That's a good point.
So for those who prefer diplomacy over violence,
Right.
we have
Okay.
the Bisselite Wand of Peace.
The Bisselite Wand of Peace.
Now this magical wand can calm even the most hostile creatures,
Oh, wow.
promoting peace and understanding.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's a valuable tool
It is.
for negotiators and peacemakers
Right.
because it offers a chance
Yeah.
to resolve conflicts without resorting to bloodshed.
I like that.
Now, it's not a mind control device like creatures affected by this wand will still defend themselves if attacked.
Right. Yeah.
So it's about creating an opportunity for dialogue, not forcing obedience.
Right.
Now, for a bit of weather control,
Okay.
we have the Scant Wand of Storms.
The Scant Wand of Storms.
Now, this is a powerful but unpredictable artifact.
Right.
It can manipulate the weather,
Okay.
but each use carries the risk of causing severe and unexpected storms.
You boy.
So it's a classic example
It is.
of the risks and rewards of wielding powerful magic.
Right.
You might be able to summon a rainstorm to quench a forest fire,
Yeah.
but you also risk unleashing a hurricane that could devastate a coastal town.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's a reminder that magic in Greyhawk is a force of nature. And like nature itself, it can be both beneficial and destructive.
That's a good point.
So now for a few cursed items
Okay.
that will add a touch of danger to your campaign.
Right.
We've got the Crown of Unused,
The Crown of Unused.
a powerful artifact that corrupts its wearer with megalomania.
Megalomania.
Now, this is the perfect item for a power-hungry villain or a tragic hero who's slowly losing themselves to their own ambitions.
That's cool.
It's a classic example of the seductive nature of power and how it can twist even the best of intentions.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, for a holy relic with a dark side, we have the Crown of Blackmoor.
The Crown of Blackmoor.
Yeah. Now, this was crafted by a lich.
A lich.
To grant power at the cost of the wearer's soul.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
So it's a reminder
It is.
that even the most sacred objects can be tainted by evil, and that the pursuit of power can have a terrible price.
Yeah, a terrible price.
It also highlights that contrast between divine power and arcane power.
Yeah.
So the Crown of Irius might corrupt you with ambition, but the Crown of Blackmoor will literally steal your soul.
Oh, my goodness.
And for a more utilitarian cursed item, We have
Yeah.
the Goblin Shield of the Palmarsh.
The Goblin Shield of the Palmarsh.
Now,
Yeah.
this nasty shield has a habit of turning flesh to stone.
Oh, wow.
So it's a great way to introduce a bit of body horror into your game.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that not all cursed items are obviously evil. Sometimes the most dangerous curses are the ones that seem beneficial at first, only to reveal their true nature later on.
That's a good point.
Now let's take a break
Okay.
from the cursed stuff and look at some items that are a bit more heroic.
Okay.
We've got
All right.
the holy symbol of Greyhawk,
The holy symbol of Greyhawk.
a symbol of the city itself,
Right.
granting divine protection to his wearer.
Okay.
Now, it's a great way
Jeez.
to show your player's connection to the city.
Right.
And it's a powerful symbol
It is.
of hope
Yeah.
in a world often shrouded in darkness.
That's cool.
It's also a reminder that Greyhawk, despite its dark corners and dangerous denizens, is a place worth fighting for.
That's a good point.
And for those who seek knowledge above all else, we have the Eye Patch of 10.
The Eye Patch of 10.
Now, this magical eye patch allows the wearer to see through illusions and into other planes of existence.
Oh,
so it's a great way to introduce your players to the multiverse.
The multiverse.
And it's a valuable tool for uncovering hidden truths.
Right.
And it's a good reminder that there's more to Greyhawk than meets the eye.
It is.
There are secrets hidden beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Layers of reality waiting to be explored.
Waiting to be explored.
Now, don't forget those all-important reminders to like, subscribe, share this deep dive, and ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
And let's delve back into the treasure trove of Greyhawk's magic items.
Magic items.
We got the Medallion of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
The Medallion of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
An item of compulsion that can force obedience upon others.
Right.
Now, this is a terrifying tool of control.
It is.
And it's perfect for a villainous organization like the Scarlet Brotherhood.
It is.
But it's also a great way to introduce moral dilemmas into your game.
That's a good point.
Because would your players use such an item?
Yeah.
Even if it meant achieving a greater good.
That's a good question.
And for a bit
Okay.
of nautical nightmare fuel,
All right.
we have
Okay.
the Horn of the Azure Sea.
The Horn of the Azure Sea.
This cursed artifact summons a ghost ship crewed by the undead.
Oh, no.
So imagine your players sailing across a calm sea,
Yeah.
only to be confronted by this spectral galleon rising from the depths, its skeletal crew, eager for fresh souls.
That's a good one.
So it's a great way
It is.
to add a touch of Lovecraftian horror
Right.
to your Greyhawk campaign.
To your Greyhawk campaign.
And for a more avian approach to travel, we have the Horn of the Barrier Peaks.
The Horn of the Barrier Peaks.
Now, this dwarven crafted horn can summon giant eagles for aid.
Okay.
Imagine soaring through the skies on the back of a giant eagle, surveying the lands of Greyhawk from above.
Yeah.
It's a truly epic experience.
It would be.
And for a holy relic that will make any undead cower in fear.
Right.
We have the Lantern of Luna.
The Lantern of Luna.
Now, this powerful artifact repels evil and turns undead.
Right.
So it's a beacon of hope.
It is.
In a world often shrouded in darkness.
Yeah. Shrouded in darkness.
It's also a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there are forces of good working to protect the innocent.
That's a good point.
And for those who fear death above all else, we have the Locket of the Great Kingdom.
The Locket of the Great Kingdom.
Now, this artifact can protect a wizard's soul from death, allowing them to cheat the Grim Reaper.
Wow.
Well, for a time.
Okay.
So it's a reminder.
It is.
That even in a world of magic, mortality is a powerful force.
Yeah.
and some will go to any lengths to escape its grasp.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, for a bit
Okay.
of treasure hunting fun.
All right.
We have the Metagena Bracelet of Lost Ships.
The Metagena Bracelet of Lost Ships.
Now, this magical bracelet
Okay.
can locate and raise sunken ships,
Oh, wow.
making it the perfect item
It would be.
for any aspiring pirate
Yeah.
or salvager.
Salvage.
Imagine sunken treasures, lost artifacts,
Right.
ancient shipwrecks,
Yeah.
just waiting to be explored.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And the depths of Greyhawk are full of secrets.
Full of secrets.
And for those
Oh,
who like to experiment with different classes,
different classes.
we have the Paints of Ernst.
Paints of Earth.
These magical paints
Okay.
allow the user to temporarily transform into different classes,
Oh, wow.
granting them
Yeah.
access to new abilities and skills.
That's cool.
Imagine a fighter transforming into a mage for a day,
Right.
or a rogue becoming a paladin.
That'd be cool.
So
yeah.
the possibilities are endless.
Right.
And for those
Okay.
who seek the favor of
Yeah.
the elves,
Of the elves.
we have the Star of Selene.
The Star of Selene.
Now, this elven artifact
Mm-hmm.
grants favor with elves,
Okay.
but it harms those with evil intentions.
Oh, wow.
It's a reminder
It is.
that the elves of Greyhawk
Right.
are not to be trifled with.
They're not.
They are powerful,
Yeah.
ancient,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own ways of dealing with those
Yeah.
who threaten their lands.
That's a good point.
And
Yeah.
for those who dare to bargain
Right.
with extra planar entities,
Oh, no.
we have the Turbans of Genie Summoning.
The Turbans of Genie Laws.
No, these artifacts
Mm-hmm.
can summon powerful genies.
Okay. But as always,
always,
right, there's catch.
Because genies are notoriously fickle creatures.
And they are.
And
Yeah.
they're not exactly known for their altruism.
No, they're not.
So,
Yeah.
summoning one
Mm-hmm.
is always a gamble.
It is.
And
yeah.
you never know if they're going to grant your wishes
Uh-huh.
or turn on you.
Right.
So it's a classic example
It is a classic example
of the risks and rewards
right.
of dealing with powerful beings
Mm-hmm.
from other planes.
That's a good point.
You might get what you wish for,
Mm-hmm.
but you might also pay a terrible price.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
Yeah.
for those who seek the companionship
Right.
of a truly magical creature,
Okay.
we have
We have the whistle.
Axwood.
The whistle of Axwood.
Now, this silver whistle
Okay.
can summon unicorns,
It can.
but only if used responsibly.
Oh, wow.
So it's a symbol of purity and goodness,
Uh-huh.
and only those with a pure heart
Right.
can call upon its power.
Upon its power.
So it's a great item
Yeah.
for players who really embody
Right.
the ideals
Mm-hmm.
of chivalry and honor.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
for those who
Very
prefer more traditional
Right.
forms of protection,
Okay.
we have the blue armor
A blue armor
of the Crystal Mist Mountains.
of the Crystal Mist Mountain.
Now, this chainmail,
Mm-hmm.
crafted from dragon hide,
Oh, wow.
offers protection
Right.
against electrical attacks.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a valuable asset
It is.
for any adventurer
Mm-hmm.
who might face
Right.
lightning-wielding foes, whether they be
Yeah.
dragons,
Mm-hmm.
elementals,
Okay.
or
Right.
powerful mages.
Powerful mages.
And for a shield with a bit of a bite,
Okay.
we have
Yeah.
the Shield of Greyhawk.
The Shield of Greyhawk.
This iconic shield
Mm-hmm.
is a symbol
Right.
of the city itself,
Of the city itself.
imbued with
Oh.
powerful protective magic.
Yeah. Powerful protective magic.
It's a reminder
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
Greyhawk is a place of
Yeah.
both strength and resilience.
Yeah.
A city that has weathered countless storms
Mm.
and emerged stronger than ever.
That's cool.
And finally,
Yeah.
for those
Yeah.
who like to rage into battle,
Right.
we have the Thelonrian Shield of Berserking.
The Felonarian Shield of
The
Berserking.
Thelonrian Shield of Berserking.
Now, this shield
Mhm.
can unleash
Mm-hmm.
a berserker rage
Right.
upon its wielder,
Upon its wielder,
granting them
Mm.
incredible strength and ferocity. Okay.
but at the cost of their sanity.
Oh, no.
So it's a powerful tool
Really?
for those who seek to unleash their
Yeah.
primal fury
Yeah.
in battle.
In battle.
But it comes with a heavy price.
It does.
And for those who seek balance, we have the Equalizer of Grand March.
The Equalizer of Grand March.
Now, this is a sword that shifts its power based on the alignment of its wielder and their opponent. So it's a reminder that alignment plays a significant role in Greyhawk.
In Greyhawk,
And that actions have consequences.
They do have consequences.
All right, adventurers. That's a whirlwind tour of some of the most unique and intriguing magic items that you'll find in Greyhawk Adventures.
It is.
Now, each item is a potential story hook.
Right.
A chance to add a touch of wonder, danger, or even humor to your campaign.
That's right.
And remember, these are just a few of the many magical treasures detailed in the book.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
Right.
Draw inspiration from these items and create your own unique artifact. To enrich your Greyhawk adventures.
That'd be cool.
So now let's shift our focus from the treasures hidden within Greyhawk's borders to the lands themselves.
Okay, the lands themselves.
Now Greyhawk Adventures takes us on a journey across Oerth.
Across Oerth.
The planet where Greyhawk resides.
Yeah.
And it showcases its diverse environments.
Yeah.
And fascinating locations.
Okay, fascinating locations.
We're talking about desolate wastelands, haunted forests, treacherous mountains, hidden valleys, each with its own unique challenges and opportunities for adventure. So let's start with the Sea of Dust.
The Sea of Dust.
A vast wasteland created by ancient magic.
Oh, wow.
It's a desolate landscape, home to strange creatures. And the remnants of a lost civilization.
Okay.
So this is the perfect setting for a survival horror campaign. Where your players have to contend with scorching heat, limited resources, and the ever-present threat of madness.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, for a bit of post-apocalyptic intrigue.
Post-apocalyptic.
We have the Pits of Azak.
The Pits of Azak.
Now, these impact craters are rumored to contain valuable metals. And they've drawn adventurers and prospectors for centuries. Sparking conflict and competition. So it's a classic Western setting with a Greyhawk twist. So it's perfect for a campaign focused on exploration, resource management, and territorial disputes. Now for a truly haunting experience. We have the Twisted Forest. This eerie woodland is filled with petrified figures, a mysterious river of stone, and an atmosphere thick with dread.
Ooh, that's cool.
So it's a great place to set a horror-themed campaign where your players must unravel the secrets of the forest's past and face the creatures that lurk in its shadows.
That'd be spooky.
And for a bit of fiery fun, we have the Burning Cliffs.
The Burning Cliffs.
A desolate region of burning shale and rock. So it's a testament to the volatile nature of Oerth, and it's a great place to set a campaign focused on survival exploration and perhaps even a touch of environmentalism. Speaking of dangerous environments, we have the Geysers of Death. A lost valley. Rumored to contain vast treasures. Guarded by deadly geysers.
Oh, boy.
So it's a classic risk-reward scenario. Where the lure of riches is tempered by the ever-present threat of death.
That's a good point.
Now, for a location that's truly out of this world. We have Ivegbaragu. Now, this is a hidden plateau. With strange weather-altering properties.
Oh, wow.
So it's a place of mystery and power. Where the boundaries between the material plane and other dimensions are thin.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's perfect for a campaign
It is.
focused on
Right.
planar travel,
Planar travel.
otherworldly encounters,
Okay.
and perhaps even a bit of time manipulation.
Time manipulation.
And for a more secluded location,
Okay.
we have
Desmorid.
Esmerin, a hidden settlement of elves.
Of elves.
Yeah. A unique culture and a deep distrust of outsiders.
A deep distrust.
Now, this is a great place
Right.
to set a campaign
Okay.
focused on diplomacy,
Right.
intrigue, and cultural exchange.
Yeah.
And finally,
Yeah. Okay.
for a bit of underwater exploration,
Do you want? Look,
we have Tiricumbi,
Tiricumbi.
a treacherous reef
Okay.
teeming with life.
Oh,
So it's a perfect place
Yeah.
to set a campaign.
Yeah.
Focus on underwater exploration,
Oh.
treasure hunting,
Right.
and encountering the
Yeah.
strange and wonderful creatures
Yeah.
of the deep.
Of the deep.
So there you have it, a glimpse into
Yeah.
the diverse
I mean, Rerd.
and fascinating geography of Earth.
It is.
Greyhawk Adventures provides a wealth of information
Yes.
on these locations,
Yeah.
giving you the tools to create vivid descriptions
Right. Oh.
and memorable encounters
Yeah.
for your players.
That's a good point.
And don't
Yeah.
forget,
Right.
these are just a few
Uh-huh.
of the many locations
All right.
detailed in the book.
Okay.
Use your imagination,
Right.
draw inspiration from these descriptions,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
create your
Yeah.
own unique settings
Right.
to expand
Yeah.
the world of Greyhawk.
The world of Greyhawk.
Now,
Yeah.
before we move on to our example game,
Right. Right.
let's take a quick look
Okay.
at some adventure hooks
Adventure hosts.
that can help you
Yeah.
get your Greyhawk campaign started.
Get it started.
Now, Greyhawk Adventures
Uh-huh.
provides a variety
Uh-huh.
of scenarios,
Okay.
perfect for one-shot adventures
Right.
or as starting points
Uh-huh.
for longer campaigns.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
these hooks are designed to showcase
Yeah.
the unique features of Greyhawk, from
Yeah.
its intriguing NPCs to its dangerous monsters and its fascinating locations.
Fascinating locations.
So let's start
Right.
with Trial by Fire,
Trial by fire.
a zero-level adventure.
Okay.
Perfect for introducing
Nice.
new players
Yeah.
to the world of Greyhawk.
So the world of Greyhawk.
So in this scenario,
Yeah.
the player characters are apprentices to a wise sage.
Okay.
One night,
Yeah.
a fire breaks out
Right.
in the stable,
In the stable.
threatening the sage's beloved horses.
Oh, no.
Now,
Yeah.
it's up to the players
Mm-hmm.
to use their wits and courage to save the horses
Right.
and prove their worth.
That's a good one.
So,